Good Tuesday afternoon on this beautiful afternoon. It's a very hot summertime afternoon. Dew points are lower today, this afternoon, than they were yesterday, and we're going to show you why things were cooler from Brick Township all the way down through Cape May this afternoon. This is GordonStateWeather.com forecaster Robert Smith with a special afternoon in-depth analysis video forecast discussion for Tuesday, which is July 16th, 2013. Winds have shifted onshore during the course of the afternoon from late this afternoon through currently at around 4:30 this afternoon. And we can see from Brick Township all the way down to Cape May, New Jersey, and into portions just getting into Cumberland County in Pennsylvania, in New Jersey rather, Cumberland County in southern New Jersey. This green line here, this is a Seabreeze front. This is where the winds have shifted onshore and bringing cooler air, southeast winds and east winds from off the ocean. Doppler radar can indicate that, and this is what we call a sea breeze front, and it's shown very nicely this afternoon with this green line. Now the green means that the green thin line here moving from off the ocean inland means that air is coming into the radar beam this afternoon. The radar beam is up here, and blues are areas where it's neutral, and then of course if we have grays or whatever, they're moving away. But at this point the green is coming in, so this is this is air that's incoming, and this thin sleek line is indicating what we call a coastal front, or actually not a coastal front but a sea breeze front, if you will, and that's allowing winds to turn to the southeast and cool the temperatures from around Brick Township all the way down to Cape May during this afternoon. And this is what it looks like on Doppler radar. Now late this afternoon, notice all the winds are from the north here over interior sections, or the northwest over portions of central eastern Pennsylvania. Notice how the wind barbs here are off of the ocean from central New Jersey south, and these are where there is station problems here. First of all, Lakehurst reporting 100 degrees is absolutely untrue. This station here, Navy Lakehurst, has had a thermometer problem for a year or so now, even going on 2 years. So this is not an actual air temperature. That is incorrect, actually. All the other air temperatures around the region are in the low to the mid 90s. And there was an erroneous report around Central Park this afternoon of 102 degrees, and that is also erroneous because the actual observation station in Central Park is shrouded by trees and shrubbery, and the observatory itself, which is located further north, may not be a true representation of the street or heat island effect in the New York City metro area, but nonetheless, the actual air temperatures were in the lower 90s. Now, what's more important here is that the actual observation stations around Atlantic City and Wildwood all showing an onshore flow here, and then the onshore flow cuts off right around Cumberland County in New Jersey, and that's where the winds are still continuing out of the north, and that's what we just showed you on the latest Doppler radar imagery, where the onshore flow is creating a sea breeze front this afternoon, and just how far west it made it, probably from around Brick Township just south of Belmar all the way down through the eastern tip of Cumberland County. Water vapor concentrations in the atmosphere on the satellite view this afternoon. Look at this. Basically a cluster of showers and thunderstorms parking themselves over eastern Ohio and northwestern and western Pennsylvania this afternoon. The air is still sinking here with the slight grays and almost darker grays here. This is sinking air across the region. We can almost see the onshore flow trying to develop here from central and southern New Jersey down through the Delmarva, but all this air is sinking air, and as a result the dew points this afternoon have lowered into the 60s, making relative humidity values lower than 50% late this afternoon. And that's important because what I talked about this morning in the video forecast discussion was the fact that the dew points this morning were even lower than they were on Monday morning, and the air is compressing. As air compresses, it tightens. As the air sinks, it dries. So we're finding actual heat here this afternoon versus just heat and humidity in the atmosphere. And there is definitely a difference in the way that the air feels this afternoon versus the way that it felt on Sunday and Monday. Going to go over a couple of features here. This is the water vapor imagery for the eastern United States. with the upper level winds at about 18,000 feet. And I'm going to zoom in here for just a moment. If we can zoom in here, the upper level winds around this ridge of high pressure are from the northwest across southern New York and New England, and then they veer around to the east as they get off the mid-Atlantic coast states. Now, we're going to unzoom this for a minute. This is another feature which has been talked about on several weather blogs. It's an upper level low across Texas and Oklahoma and points just to the north and west of there. And this is bringing in, and let's zoom in on this if we can just zoom in on this for a moment. This is bringing a copious amounts of lifting here with showers and thunderstorms across large portions of Texas and Oklahoma. There's some severe weather watch boxes here, and we'll get to that in just a moment. We do have some watch boxes here, as we can see across this region, and there are no other weather watch boxes here because these watch boxes here are for thunderstorms which are moving from southwest to northeast in this very unstable atmosphere. It's a very dry air upper level low which is spinning here, and if we start the flow, you can see it kind of retrograding westbound into New Mexico, and that's the reason why this is a cutoff low here from the system. If we move over to the eastern United States coast, we could see a large cyclonic flow of air from the upper Midwest all the way through southern New England and then off the mid-Atlantic coast states. This is indicative of very strong high pressure both in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. Here's a cluster of thunderstorms, some convection here forming this afternoon across eastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania. These are some strong thunderstorms indeed. We can see this afternoon across Pittsburgh and just to the west of Greensburg, Pennsylvania, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for hail and or strong winds likely. And this is outside of a special weather statement for the entire region this afternoon across western Pennsylvania and also Ohio as well. Not really showing any storm reports yet, and the weather here in eastern Texas, central and eastern Texas, back to western Texas and Lubbock, and to New Mexico, just basic showers. There are some embedded heavier thunderstorms here around Elk City, just to the south of there this afternoon too, but let's face it, the weather in the eastern United States is actually worse in terms of temperature, and we're not really receiving any severe weather in this area yet, but there are numerous showers and thunderstorms in the upslope flow here across Texas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico. Just coming in right now at 4:30 this afternoon, there was a record high temperature set at Bridgeport, Connecticut this afternoon. The record high of 95 degrees was set at Bridgeport, Connecticut this afternoon. That breaks the old record of 94 set back in 1983. Here's a few showers and thunderstorms across western and central Pennsylvania, just well west of Williamsport and across the region. Also a few pulse storms here across the Virginias during this afternoon as well. If we looked at the radar here, we actually, as of 4:34 here from Rutgers, New Jersey WeatherNet, we can see that thin, sleek green line. This is a Seabreeze front here, as air is moving in towards the radar beam, which is located up here, and other winds are moving in away from it. So we've got winds coming in, winds moving away. This is how Doppler radar estimates where things are lying, and since we have no precipitation, it's detecting this in clear air mode. So that's the reason why cooler temperatures have invaded this far west, is where just to the east of this green line is where temperatures and winds are actually from the east and off the ocean, versus on the western side of this thin sleeking green line is where we have winds from the north, and that's why the air temperatures are still so warm further north and west of this line versus to the east and southeast of this line. I think this shows it nicely. We've got the radar composite and the temperature composite. Notice along the immediate coast here, the barrier islands from Ocean County all the way down to Cape May. Temperatures on the barrier islands are in the mid-80s right now, while just west of this thin sleeking line, this afternoon sea breeze front, if you will, temperatures to the west of that line holding in the 90s, and we've got temperatures into the mid-90s, the low to mid-90s across a good portion even into Philadelphia and into the Delmarva region as well. And that holds true for interior sections of Burlington and Monmouth and Mercer and Middlesex counties in New Jersey, Somerset, Hunterdon, you name it, Morris, Essex, Bergen, Union, Hudson, uh, Passaic, temperatures in the lower 90s this afternoon. And we're going to go through this again during the day on Wednesday, so get set for hot heat, a little bit more humidity tomorrow too. I think the dew points will be slightly higher, making tomorrow afternoon even more uncomfortable than it was today, probably similar to that of Monday. And if you're along the coast from central and southern New Jersey, from Ocean County down through Cape May County, you're going to find things cooling off in the mid to the late afternoon as a sea breeze front develops and air is pulled in from off the cooler ocean waters. That's a special report this afternoon, analysis, video forecast discussion for GardenStateWeather.com. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. We'll be back bright and early with you on Wednesday morning.